Hello YouTube, Retro PC Gaming here, and today I finally reached 200 subscribers, which is a special video that I'm going to show you. And today's special 200 subscriber video is I would show you how you can set up and install the first two Harry Potter PC games for Windows 98 under PC emulator or 86 box. You can also use Windows 95 or Windows Millennium Edition to run those first two Harry Potter games. But of course, the first thing you want to do is to find the ISO images online of the Harry Potter PC games. All you have to do is Google search for it, and then you have to download, and probably you want to do housekeeping of copying all the setup files to the Windows 98 emulator hard drive, and then after you've copied all of it to the emulator hard drive, eject the hard drive emulator and then boot up the emulator, and then you can install all the Harry Potter PC games on Windows 98 under 86 box. Now, this setup is going to show you the big tutorial on how you can get Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets to work on Windows 95, but of course Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban will not work on Windows 98 or Windows 95 under PC emulator or 86 box due to the graphics and CPU not supporting the third Harry Potter PC game along with Quidditch World Cup. Now, this tutorial is going to show you, the first setup tutorial I'm going to show you is how to install Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for the PC. Okay, so now we're going to install Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on Windows 98. So this is from Europe, so we're going to go English, UK, and then we're going to click on Install to install Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on Windows 98. And remember though, that only the Intel Pentium II with higher GHz MH, or I would say more than 266 MHz or higher can handle it, and only Voodoo 3000 graphics card can handle the game, along with and of course it can also work with the Voodoo 2000 as well graphics card. Now, the first thing I need to do is to put in the serial key, but if you were to wanted to play Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on Windows 98, I would highly recommend higher Intel Pentium II's MHz speed or the Celeron that I used under the Windows XP installation on PC emulator. Now, I'm going to put in the serial key and I'll see you after that. After you put in the serial number, you want to go next, click next. This folder does not exist, should shut up created, so click yes, and then you want to click on next. And then it's installing everything from the CD-ROM into the hard drive for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone PC to work. Now, everyone was talking about getting Harry Potter PC games to work on Windows 11. And for those who are unable to get it to work properly on Windows 11, especially if you have a new gaming PC or future gaming PCs, then I highly recommend using Windows 98 under PC emulator. But of course, people are talking about wanting the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone PC game to be remastered. But if this game was to be remastered sometime in the future, it would be great. Then you wouldn't have to go for a tutorial on how to set up and install on Windows 98 for this. And especially if you're still on Windows 11, if people prefer to play it on Windows 11, you get much better graphics and it runs a lot smoother if you do play Harry Potter PC games on Windows 11. But for anyone who doesn't prefer to play it on Windows 11, especially if those had a 4K monitor and are unable to get this 4K resolution working, then don't do it. Because I highly recommend PC emulator with Windows 98 for those who have a 4K monitor or a very brand new gaming PC to run retro games a new way. And of course, Harry Potter PC games are no longer available as of today, as these games are now considered abandonware. So, the only way to get Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets to work is with the patch.x. Running this game with CD-ROM will not work, as you would get an error message if you're running the Philosopher's Stone saying, please insert the correct CD-ROM, and along with Chamber of Secrets, you would get an error crash when you're trying to start it up. So, as with Windows 10 and Windows 11, you will need to copy the hp.x on and replace the original hp.x with a no CD patch, and game.x if you're on Chamber of Secrets, and then hopefully the game should run properly with no issues. But unfortunately, as this game is running, emulator is running the 3DFX Voodoo 3000, 3D acceleration or hardware acceleration is not supported for this emulator, as this game would only, the first two Harry Potter PC games can only be run on software rendering and lower resolution, which is 512 times 486 is the only recommended resolution that allows you to run this game more fast. But the quality is a lot bad. I do say the quality is not as smooth and clear if you're running this on software rendering with Windows 98, especially if you had run it 640 times 480. You can get a wee bit of a lag when you're running this game on Windows 98 on the emulator. But of course, Chamber of Secrets can only support the 512, the lower resolution. 512 times 486 is the only resolution that the Chamber of Secrets can only be run on when you're running it under PC emulator. So, after I finish the installation, I'm going to go do a lot of housekeeping and go into the Windows 98 hard disk drive and to copy and paste the original hp.x if you're Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone in the US, and also replace game.x if you're wanting to get the Chamber of Secrets working under PC emulator. And after that, you have to eject the hard drive emulator and boot up the emulator, and the game should run perfectly. And I would definitely recommend running it on 32-bit, which will make the game run a bit smoother. But loading can, and I do remember when we had Windows 98 PCs back in the late 90s, and if you ran Harry Potter PCs, it can take a longer time to load. So do remember that. Okay, so now, do you want to add the Harry shortcut to Harry Potter on the desktop? Click next, yes. Click register later. And then after that, setup is now complete. Now, if you were to run Harry Potter with the disc inserted, takes a while. Which is taking a while to load. Loading. If you run it without the patch, you get an error message saying, cannot locate the CD-ROM. Please insert the correct CD-ROM. Select OK and restart application. So I'm going to have to shut down the emulator and do household keeping for this to get it working properly. Now I am going to install Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets next for the PC on Windows 98. And now we're going to install Windows 98 English, and then we're going to install. And now we're installing Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on Windows 98 under PC emulator. But I need to put in the serial number first. And then it's just preparing to install Electronic Arts product registration. So it's just performing a setup of Electronic Arts registration and registering module and registering the product. And now we're going to the Chamber of Secrets setup. So what you want to do is click next, yes, and then click next. And then it's installing everything from CD-ROM into the hard drive, which is going to take a while. And then when you install Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, it advertises every console versions, every video game versions, the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, which are the console versions, along with home console versions, PS1, Nintendo 60, PS1, PS2, Nintendo GameCube, and Xbox, which came out a year after Windows XP release in 2001, after the Philosopher's Stone, and the Xbox, which came out a year before this game version was released. So it's installing for a while. After the installation finishes, I would show you what happens if you were to start Chamber of Secrets without Game.x patch. And then I would do the housekeeping tutorial on how to patch the HP.x and Game.x on Windows 98 hard drive emulator. Alright now, so do you want to add Harry Potter shortcut? Yes, I would definitely want to add the shortcut, and then it's going for to the EA registration product. We'll click register later because I don't want to register right now. Do you want to view the README? Yep. It's showing the system requirements that you do need to meet. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets was definitely the last Harry Potter PC game that can be run on Windows 95. Well, of course, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets are the only Harry Potter PC games in the Wizarding World franchise that can be run on Windows 95. And for Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, you would have to use Windows 98 or the later. And if you're running Goblet of Fire, you would have to run XP or 2000 and later operating systems for those to run. But of course, this is the recommended configurations for Windows 95 for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And you will definitely need DirectX 8 installed to run the first two Harry Potter PC games on the emulator. But of course, now you know all about the README, so we're going to close that. Now, if you run Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets after the installation process is finished, you get a wee dot line right here, but it's not going to start up, unfortunately. And then you get, please insert the correct CD-ROM, select OK, and restart application. So I'm going to have to, first of all, not use the emulator. The next step we're going to do is to copy the HP.x and Game.x file before we boot up the emulator. Okay, so now you would need to, I've also downloaded these patch. Now, if you were to live, I would say, all over the countries, or if you're from North America, or if you're from the United States, which is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or one single language, you would go for the no CD patch. You want to first of all go to System and copy the HP.folder into the Windows 98 hard drive, Program Files, EA Games, Harry Potter TM, and then go to System, and then you want to replace the original .x, HP.x, to the latest. Now, because I'm from UK, I'm going to go for now, if you're from the UK or in Europe and Australia, which is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, you would want to use the Windows Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone Windows 10 fix, and you'll want to copy everything, including, but not to include the Harry Potter cover, and then you want to right click on it, copy it, or you can copy it from there, and then go to Windows, Program Files, EA Games, and then go Harry Potter TM, and then you want to go click on Paste, So do you want to replace? Yes, I definitely want to replace its files in the destination, and then it should replace everything for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone to work. And after that, you want to go back to downloads for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Now you want to go to this, and then you want to go to FLTHPSS, right click on it and click on copy, or click on copy. And after that, you want to go to Windows, Program Files, EA Games, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and then you want to go to System, and then you want to find the game.x, the original game.x. So you want to paste it and replace the file in the destination, which I've already have done. And after that, you want to eject the emulator and then boot up 86 box. Okay, so now you've replaced the original .x, and then we're going to open up Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for Windows 98 to see if it's working properly. And there you have it. So now you've got Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone working properly on your PC emulator. So the next step you want to do is to you get a wee bit of getting a lag. So you want to click on Options, and then you want to click on Color Depth, and you want to set it to 32-bit. Now, then you want to change resolution to 512 times 384, which is better. Click Yes. Click on Previous Game. Now, this quality is not as better, you see, in the main menu. So go to Start the New Game. Okay, so now Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is running perfectly on Windows 98, but the quality is not as great, you see. But the quality, if you're running this under PC emulator with 3DFX Voodoo 3000 graphics card, is not as great than in having to run on Windows 11 with smooth graphics. So now Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is working perfectly on Windows 98 under PC emulator, which is good, and it works perfectly great. But I hope you do find this tutorial very useful. And now I'm going to do the same thing for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Hey Harry, remember me, Ron Weasley? My brothers Fred and George have something to show you. Follow me.
And there you have it. So now you've got Harry Potter and Philosopher's Stone running perfectly on Windows 98. So now we're going to go on test out Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets now. So we'll hit yes, and then we'll click on this, and then the game should close. And now we're going to test out Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So we're going to go to the options menu, go to video. Now Direct 3D Renderer does not work for Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, but can only use software rendering, and the desired resolution can only be used as 5112 times 384 resolution. So we're going to start a new game now, and we're going to test out Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which is working perfectly under PC emulator, but the quality is much bad, and you could get a lot of lag though. Whereas if you run this game on Windows 11, but I have to say about Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, it's really the best Harry Potter PC game. And it's working perfectly.
Harry Potter lived
the quality isn't as great, you see, than on the actual Windows 11 machine.
Harry was often locked in his room, and even though he was a wizard,
bit of a lag, you know.
Because he was.
And then what you'll want to do is to go to the options menu, or go to the input menu. Anyways, we're going to go to color depth. 16-bit is the only color depth that can only be run Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And of course, skipping cutscene and loading can take, and saving can take a bit longer.
Harry met up with Ron's sister Ginny and went with her to flourish.
Well, the game is running perfectly good. Skipping cutscene. I do remember people who ran this game on Windows 98. Loading takes a longer time than in modern machines. Loading, loading, loading. I'll skip the cutscene and test out the game.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
It is lagging, you see, when you run this game on Windows 98 emulator, but you would really want the faster Intel Pentiums with 450, which can handle, but only the Intel Pentiums 2 or Celeron can handle this, the Chamber of Secrets PC game for the PC Windows 98 emulator. It's not as fast, you see, if you're running this game with a very low MHZ Intel Pentiums. It's slow, very slow. Not as fast, you see. Anyway, the game is working perfectly, but I would need you to recommend Intel Pentium II 450 or Celeron can handle this. Well, now we're going to exit the game now. I hope you do find this tutorial very useful. And I hope you enjoyed the 200 subscribers special on how I got Harry Potter games working on Windows 98. So, have any questions, please leave your comments below and like your videos. And remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Goodbye.